We have been spending a summer with the Psalms, and I trust this has been a profitable summer for you. I wanted to give you, some of the technical things so that you could read them and get there's a depth in understanding structure and words and parts of speech and all of those kind of things to help you understand the Psalms more. But what my major objective has been is for you to discover for yourself in the Psalms an expression of your own emotions at those times when you are at your limit, that you can come to the Psalms at the various times in life. Times are going good, when times are bad, after you've come through the storm. All of those times you can find in the Psalms. And that's why we've taken the time to do what we've been doing. Now, just as we talked about personal and communal laments, there are also personal and communal hymns of praise. And I want to talk about them. There are, in the divisions that we've talked about, we've made a distinction between songs of thanksgiving and hymns of praise. And the point is that the hymns, the scholars have taken those and have worked primarily in the area of praise. In the Thanksgiving songs, you will find them working a lot with creation and things like that, or things that God has done. Praise tends to be more for His character, His creating, His liberating actions. That's what we're doing. Today, I want to take a look at a couple of praise songs. They are kind of some of our favorites, and let's just spend just a little bit of time. Not going to spend a whole lot of time in structure and whatever, some, but mostly just commentary and see what we do. The first is the 100th Psalm. It's dear to my heart. The fact is, when Carol was at Christian school and in kindergarten, she had to memorize this. And I'm hoping that many of you have. It's called the Old 100, and it is one of the most popular psalms in the Psalters. Let's take a look at it. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before Him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him and praise to His name. For the Lord is good, and His love endures forever. His faithfulness is to all generations. First of all, just that whole package. And it sounds good, but one of the things that makes this one precious to me is that it says, know that the Lord's God, it's He who made us, and we are His. The idea of creation is under attack in our world. The secular humanists want to take the idea of God creating the heavens and the earth, creating people, and say that we are nothing but the product. Lucy, I'm going to need a Ricola here. You don't have any? Okay, let's do this. Thank you, my brother.
Pastor John, you're like Daryl, gets sick all the time.
Well, I've got, my allergies have been kicking up, and I've got a constant drip, and then I get to doing this, and then I start coughing. So But what they want to talk about is that we are nothing, that the earth and everything we see is nothing but a random application of natural law. That's all it is. It just happened. It's always existed. It always will. And so we are here, and as crazy as that is, and as mathematically impossible as it is, as scientifically impossible as it is, people want to believe that. Why? Because they don't want to believe there's a God that they're responsible to. It's that simple. But anyhow, we're Christians, and we believe in creation, that we're created by God. Now, here's the good news about it. Oh, wow, he's a big ogre. No, he's not. He's a wonderful Heavenly Father. Now, when I disobeyed my Father, it was bad. When I disobeyed my Heavenly Father, it's bad.
That's right.
But when as long as you do the Lord's will and whatever, it's wonderful. Okay, now, it says, it's He who made us. That means we have a purpose. See, if we're just here by a random application of natural law, there's no purpose for us being here. Not at all. We live, we die, nothing, whatever good we may have done, gone. But we're an eternal thing, and it's God, and it's He who made us. But more than that, we're His. I want you to think about that for a while. You're God's property. Maybe a better way to say it is, you're God's treasure. He says, did you know that I've got your name engraved in the palm of my hand? I keep you as the apple of my eye. You're precious to me. You are God. You made us, and we are His. We belong to Him. Furthermore, not only as individuals do we belong to Him, but we are His people. Those of us who are gathered here, we belong to God. We're the sheep of His pasture. Now that talks about relationship. We're a flock. We get along together. But not only that, but we see God, He's not some tyrant that just doesn't, but He cares for us. He guides us. Go to Psalm 23. The Lord's my shepherd. I shall not want. He leads me beside quiet waters. You know, all of that. It speaks of a relationship. We are His. And then, this is an interesting statement. I'm sorry, I didn't realize the yellow was that bad. I'll have to get a different color. But it says, enter into His gates with thanksgiving and into His courts with praise. Now, what I want to call attention to is here, because we are singing, we are looking at hymns of praise. There is thanksgiving and praise are really Siamese twins, but they are different. Thanksgiving is one thing, praise is something else. Now, I will tell you, Charlie, your favorite pie may be apple, but mine's cherry. And Lucy makes the world's best cherry pie. Now, if she makes me one, I say, Lucy, thank you for making that wonderful cherry pie. But when I see Blair out on the street, and I want to say, I'm going to tell you something, Blair. My wife makes the best apple pie in the world. Well, you ought to see it. Man, those cherries are succulent, just the right amount of what's the goop you put on it? Yep. But I'm praising her. You see, they're tied together because gratitude sparks praise, and you can't really praise unless there's gratitude. Amen. So, the 100th Psalm says, when you come to God's house, enter into His house with thanksgiving. I got met at the door today, and they said to me, looks like there is a scowl on your face today. I was deep in thought. I guarantee you come to church grumpy, you're not going to get much out of service. That's right. But when you come into the church and you take the time to prepare and come and say, what am I thankful for? What do I do? And when you begin to think of what you're thankful